curious, you mentioned something or role or function in there that I've heard recently enter the vocabulary for data science professionals, and that's the data curator. What exactly is a data curator? What skill sets do they possess? Who would be a good fit for this? Is this, something you can go to boot camp to become? Jimmy or Abe, both of you guys look like you guys have thoughts on this. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this data curator.
I've been talking a lot. You go ahead, Abe. I'll jump in after.
I'm thinking of a talk that Emily Shario, formerly from Netlify, now at Amplify, gave a while ago, a couple months back, on the evolution. Basically, she was making the case that we should get rid of the title data scientist and explode it into a bunch of different roles. I don't know that the exact roles she was pointing to are the right ones, but the notion that data science, from the beginning, data science was this unicorn role that was responsible for doing a million things all at once. And I think what's happening now is tooling is moving really quickly and making it possible to differentiate those roles, differentiate the process. Actually, let me pull up a picture. The way that I've come to think of it, because I think the specific tools are still in flux, and so it's hard to nail it down. But the way I've come to think of it is there are two important skill sets. There's domain knowledge, and then there's repeatability and automation. And what you're looking for when you're building roles and building an organization is you're trying to make sure that they have enough overlap, but not too much. Because if you have too much overlap, you wind up in the place that Jimmy was talking about, where people just have to know all kinds of arcane details about how the data system works, and it's too much and it's too hard to hire for. But if there's not enough overlap, you end up in this place where the data systems are really brittle. And I've seen organizations, I actually think there are many organizations where there are important data processes where nobody actually knows how it works. And if you were going to try and track down, okay, how do we go from somebody swiping a credit card in the real world to all the way through the data system to how this dashboard gets populated? It's actually not that unusual to discover that supply chain isn't secure all the way. And that there used to be a team that managed this, but now they've shifted over here and that one person left. And so if you were going to figure out how your own data pipeline worked, it'd actually be archaeology, right? Not a more managed process. So I think we're coming out of those dark ages now, but that's still very common for a lot of data teams.